If somebody's trying to really remotely access your computer, this year you have a lot of tips, a lot of ways to actually find out, and I want to share with you some of those ways into this conversation. Okay, so here are the stats I want you to think about. One thing you need to know is that somebody can actually access your computer remotely. That's for sure. Okay, remote access scams are some of the most devious and dangerous schemes out there, and the thing is, if cyber criminals trick you into, let's say, giving them access to your device, God forbid, it not only puts your data at risk, but also your identity and finances. And I'm not even talking about your family's identities and finances as well. So, according to the latest data from the FBI, almost 800 to 800 million to 1 billion actually was lost last year by Americans to tech support and remote access scams. Okay, that's a lot of cash, $1 billion. So being able to determine if someone is remotely accessing your computer is actually a fundamental element of digital security this year. So what I want to do is that I want to explain to you actually how to tell if someone is remotely viewing or even controlling your computer, so you can actually protect your privacy, your data, your finances from hackers and fraudsters, and also your family, by the way. Okay, so how does a remote access scam happen? Let me go a little granular here. Let's go back to scam 101. So cyber criminals can take remote control of your computer by using sophisticated tools and hacking techniques. However, a more common way for criminals to run remote access scams is actually by using social engineering tactics to trick someone into handing over remote access. So this is something to think about, okay? For example, last year, the FBI issued a warning about bogus calls from fraudsters actually impersonating customer support agents at reputable tech companies, okay? Microsoft, IBM, you name it. It really, So in this tech support scams, con artists duped customers into downloading apps that granted the hackers remote access to their computers, okay? So it can be really, really, really sort of brazen. So here is how a typical remote access scam plays out. So a bogus tech support team makes contact. Next, basically, the fraudsters claim that your device account or finances are vulnerable. So to stay safe, the fraudster will tell you to download a program. So once the app is set up, the fraudster takes control of your computer. Finally, the fraudster actually locks you out. So sometimes a hacker will change the settings on your computer or use a ransomware to lock you out of your own network. They may actually demand a fee or a cryptocurrency payment before relinquishing access again. Let me give you the methodology here in terms of detecting remote computer access. Okay, I want to share with you a few steps. Number one, you want to look for blatant signs of active intrusion. So things like unfamiliar activity on your online accounts, phantom mouse movements, or unexpected cursor activity. This is actually a telltale sign that somebody else is trying to, let's say, commandeer your computer. So if you have slow or unresponsive devices, so when hackers have a remote desktop connection, they can download data or install malware on your device. And this covert background activity consumes more system resources, causing a device to heat up and run more slowly than usual. Also, if you have persistent pop-ups and error messages or genuine security software warnings, so if your antivirus software is sending you repeated notifications, an intruder may be lurking on the network. Also, if you have active microphone or camera, so if this device is activated without your permission, it's a potential security threat, okay? Someone may be using your computer to spy on you. Next, after looking for blatant signs of active intrusion, you want to inspect all recent activity on your device. So if scammers actually have remote access to your device, it will show up as unfamiliar activity on your computer or even browser for that matter, okay? So what you want to do is you want to check all recently accessed files and apps. You want to check login events to see if anyone has made failed login attempts or if someone was accessing your computer at unusual hours of the day or even nights, okay? And what you also want to do is you want to investigate system logs to see if anyone has remotely accessed your computer. So all those things I'm telling you, If you have any question, please let us know in the comment section. We can explain to you further how to actually get those things done, whether you have a Windows program or if you are on Mac OS, because the settings are different. Okay, when it comes to investigating system logs or reviewing browser history or even checking all recently accessed files and apps. Okay, so let us know in the comment section if you want it. If you want us to dig a little deeper, we can explain to you step by step how to actually do things from your device. If you want to really find out if somebody is using is accessing your computer remotely, you want to check for remote access programs. Okay, so another way to confirm if someone is remotely accessing your computer is actually to see if you can find any remote access programs installed, and some notable examples to look for actually are TeamViewer, Logmail, or AnyDesk. So you want to check active tasks for remote access programs. Okay, and again, the settings are different whether you are on Windows or on Mac. On Windows, for instance, you want to open the task manager by pressing Control plus Shift plus Escape. On a Mac, open the activity monitor by pressing Command plus Space. Alternatively, you want to select the magnifying glass icon and search for Activity Monitor. You also need to search across current programs and applications, so you may be able to find that the applications mentioned a little earlier, you can find them by going into your installed programs list or on Windows or into your applications folder on a Mac. Also, you want to review your firewall settings. This is another important criterion. So scammers with remote access to your device may change your firewall settings to give themselves backdoor access to your device. So what you want to do is you want to review your firewall settings on a Windows device, for instance. What you want to do is you want to basically press the Windows key plus X, then select Control Panel, navigate to System and Security, Windows Defender Firewall, Advanced Settings, examine inbound rules and outbound rules to see if there are any activities or connections that you don't recognize, and right-click on any rule that you think is suspicious and select Disable Rule. This precaution really will block the connection temporarily, but before permanently disabling any rule, research to verify if it's legit. To review your firewall settings on a Mac, you want to click on the Apple menus, then System Preferences, select Security and Privacy, then open the Firewall tab. If the firewall is not enabled, select the padlock icon on the bottom left corner. You can enable the firewall by entering your administrator credentials. Select Firewall Options to view the full list of rules and applications, and also examine the list for any suspicious activities or connections. So if you find a questionable rule, uncheck the box next to the application to block the connection. Again, if you have any question about this steps I'm giving you, please let us know in the comment section, and we can explain to you step by step how those steps can actually apply to your specific device, because every device is different. If you want to find out if somebody is really using accessing your device remotely, you want to run an antivirus scan. Okay, antivirus scans have been around. I mean, antivirus programs have been around for what, 20, 25, 30 years now. So, and they have a proven track record. There's a reason why they have actually lasted that long, because they are good, because they are effective, because they are efficient. Okay. And so what you want to do is hackers use malicious programs to take control of your accounts and devices. And the cool thing is an antivirus tool monitors your computer in real time to prevent cyber attacks and deter anyone attempting to take over your computer. That's kind of cool. Now, however, one thing you need to really remember is that you want to be aware of free antivirus software or computer cleanup tools, because scammers often hide malicious code inside of these tools. Instead, you want to opt for a recognized antivirus and digital security solution, such as Norton 360, such as LifeLock, such as Aura. Okay, and this is because, see, the thing is, sometimes it's just better to pay for stuff. Okay, nothing is really free here. I mean, as they say, if something is free, you are the data paying for it. Your data is paying for it. So you might as well just spend like $20, $15 a month to actually ensure your data in the first place. Okay. So if scammers have access to your device, your identity is really, really at risk. And again, I'm not just talking about your identity, but also your family's identity. I mean, your household's identity. Okay. So you want to have let's say a tool that helps you monitor your most sensitive personal and financial data and warns you in real time or even near real time of threat. That way you have a clear idea of what's happening, the kind of a risk strategy that you should have in the first place, and the kind of a risk environment that you are actually navigating in. That's an important element to pay attention to, especially in the long run. Okay, and when you have children, that's even crazier. You want to really you want to double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down on security. So if you're thinking about somebody accessing your computer remotely, I want to give you a few top hacks so you have a clear idea how to really mitigate the risk. The first thing you want to do is, if your device has an unowned remote admin, do this. If you believe that an unauthorized person has remote access, you want to respond quickly to secure your device. So I'm going to give you a few steps, and those steps actually will help you protect both Windows PCs and Macs. Okay, and again, the thing is that the instructions they're totally different depending on the device you have. So instead of actually giving you the step-by-step, what I will do is that I'll just tell you that it is totally possible to actually basically immediately disconnect from the internet. But again, the specifics for your device will be different. So let us know again once in the comment section what kind of specific help you need, and we'll just walk you through the whole thing. But what you want to do is you want to immediately disconnect from the internet. So first, you should unplug the Ethernet cable or turn off your Wi-Fi connection. Without an internet connection, a hacker cannot use your computer. However, as some malware can still run offline, the best approach is actually having a total computer shutdown. So you want to shut down. So first, you want to disconnect from the internet. If it doesn't work, you want to really shut down your computer. I mean, start reboot the computer and see how things go from there. Now, one thing for sure is that if you are basically trying, again, the specific steps are different whether you have a Windows device or you have a Mac device. So again, let us know and we'll certainly walk you through the settings for your specific device. One thing I want to say is that it's really important to understand that this is not a one-time thing. If a hacker, a scammer, has access to your computer, you bet that he or she was able to find some kind of vulnerability, right? So just taking those steps that I'm just telling you, although drastic, they had to actually be part of a long-term solution if you are trying to secure things down the road. Next, you want to really update all of your passwords using a secure device. Very important. So the compromised device may have spyware or keyloggers that can record your new passwords. So it's kind of safer to change your passwords with another device like your smartphone or a friend's computer. So create new passwords for all your online accounts, including email, social media, and banking websites. And so you also want to use antivirus software to actually find and delete suspicious programs. So you can actually limit the damage caused by malware by reviewing your installed programs and removing any software that you do not recognize or trust. Okay, so on Windows, you can actually access your installed programs through the control panel. On Macs, you can review all installed programs via the applications folder. What you want to do also is to actually back up and wipe your device. So this step removes any hidden malware and restores your device to its original settings, like the factory settings. Okay, so before you perform a factory reset on your device, copy all files and settings to the cloud or an external hard drive. Okay, it's all about security, but it's also all about functionality. And one thing you also want to do is to secure your Wi-Fi router, because this could probably be a source of exposure when you think about it. So sophisticated malware can affect other IoT devices via your home internet connection. So to actually stop hackers from getting access to the rest of your family's devices, encrypt your home network. And so what you want to do is you want to change the default login credentials. Remember to use long, complex, and unique passwords. You also want to disable the remote administration settings to prevent unauthorized access. You want to enable WPA3 encryption. If your router doesn't support WPA3 encryption, choose WPA2, right? It's all about being strong in terms of security protocols. And last but not the least, you want to update your router's firmware to the latest version. That way you are pretty sure that something were to happen, you are well covered. I want to talk to you a little bit about risk mitigation. So if somebody is remotely accessing your computer, there is actually some risk mitigation steps to take. You can prevent future remote access attacks by actually being proactive. It's not about being reactive anymore, right? You want to take the steps right now to protect yourself. So you want to install a password manager. The thing is, 80% of breaches are related to passwords. So it's easier to create and store unique, complex passwords for every account by using a dedicated password manager. You also want to enable a multi-factor authentication, MFA. Okay, not 2FA, MFA in this case. You can stop people from accessing your accounts by requesting a second verification or even a third one before the second verification measure before granting access. So the most secure options include an authenticator or app, fingerprint scan, and security token. Also use a virtual private network, a VPN. So a VPN encrypts your data, hiding your location and activity when you are online. A secure connection could actually be a stumbling block that prevents hackers from intercepting and gaining unauthorized remote access to your computer. So that's kind of cool. And also another thing you want to do here is that you want to regularly update all apps and software on your devices. Updates often include important security patches that fix known device vulnerabilities, enable auto updates whenever possible, and beware of phishing. So most people know to be wary of suspicious links or attachments in emails and text messages, and yet Americans lost $40 to $50 million to phishing scams last year. Also report scams to the Federal Trade Commission, okay? And so what you're doing here is that you are helping authorities investigate cybercrime and protect others from becoming victims. So you want to really gather evidence of any suspicious activity, including relevant screenshots. And you can report the activity by visiting reportfraud.ftc.gov. So here's a quote I hear. In today's conversation, I spoke to you about how to really protect yourself if somebody is accessing your computer remotely. So I give you the stats, the methodology, the top hacks, the risk mitigation, and now the coda. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.